Hey everyone, and hope everyone's doing great. And thank you for watching again, as always. Definitely appreciate it, and thank you for just the ideas and comments and um, everything, really. So, if you haven't already, definitely welcome you to subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And so, I wanted to do a video that's interesting. This thought came up the other day. I read it. I read it somewhere. But So it was really interesting, and I had to think about it for a while. Um, and I wanted to share. So, in the afterlife, if we live forever, which is true, so I just want to put this out there. This always bears repeating. Afterlife is a very real place. It is true. It is real, and we're all going to, when we die, live forever. Plain and simple. So, immortal life, and the question came up around those lines is, well, don't we get bored? So wouldn't you get bored living forever? I remember too, actually, like when I was a little kid, that question came up too a long time ago. But anyways, it came up recently, like in the last several weeks or so. So it's a fair question. And as with anything, I always believe that there is an answer and there's a truth to everything. So here it is in regards to that. Now, in the afterlife, when we die, so our souls are made up of non-physical energy, and everything over there is non-physical. Everything is in existence is either going to be physical or non-physical, or a combination of both, because everything has a duality. And we as humans are both. Our minds and our memories and everything stored. We think all that is non-physical. And of course, our body and our experience and everything is physical in nature, and the two work together. Um, throughout our lifetimes, when we die and the physical portion of us is gone, it's the non-physical part of us that is preserved and continues on forever. Now, in the non-physical realms, everything, the concept of infinity is simply real, simply true. It is in the physical realms too. So I talk a little bit about it in different videos, but it's a real and provable concept. And in the afterlife, everything is, you can attach that word infinity to everything, because this concept has been realized and mastered and applied for a long, long time. So things are just, a good way to look at it. You know how with our technology, we're just starting to, we didn't have cell phones years ago, and we had to walk everywhere, not years, but, like a couple hundred years ago, or ride horses. And now we got music, cell phones, and, we can travel into outer space, TV, and technology with medicine has come a long way. So even in the physical realms, as we develop knowledge and possibility over time, things become more and more, I guess, amazing is a good way to look at it. In the afterlife, everything, infinity, can literally be applied to anything. They're not really restricted by the rules and laws that we have here. Like if I want to go to the store, I got to get in my car and drive there. Like everything can happen at the speed of thought in the afterlife. Infinity, starting with immortality, so we live forever. So again, we can attach that word to everything. I always like using the foundation of infinite possibility, because that's simply the reality over there. Anything that can be conceptualized is simply true. So a good way to make that relatable is, so when we're here in our limited physical lifetime, it's basically, there's a spectrum. Like with anything, there's a duality with our emotions, which is either they're going to be good or bad. And there's a bunch of different words that we use for each category. Bad may be anger or fear or hatred, that sort of thing. anxiety, apprehension. Stress, for example, whereas good will be love and peace and joy and happiness and excitement, motivation. So we've got two ends of the spectrum. And of course, the absence of both, which is a possibility, is simply, peace or calm, the absence of any emotions, simply being in the moment without feeling anything. So sense of relaxation, lack of stimuli, that sort of thing. So all things being possible, we're going to be made of this infinite energy when we die. So it is possible to simply not get bored. It's a mental concept. In other words, it's a thought or language pattern that we use to identify, what is boredom and how we define it. But it's also an emotional pattern, and these two work together. So boredom can really attach itself to anything along that emotional spectrum. You could look forward to boredom because it motivates you to do something, or boredom could just put you in a state of, not feeling anything and just kind of feeling nothing in regards to that. Or it could make you feel, like antsy or excited and wanting to, you're like, man, I got to be doing something. Just that kind of that feeling of, there's a whole list of emotions, I think, that we're pretty familiar with as far as what can go hand in hand with boredom in a negative manner. Now, when we enter the afterlife, we're in an immediate state of peace and calm and happiness. That's the state. That's the energy that we will be opening our eyes one day after we die, and that's the state of emotion that we're going to be in. So it's done that way on purpose to be a calming and happy experience, and there is zero negativity involved with it to make the transition as easy as possible. But then once you enter the afterlife, it's really up to you what to do. There's no rules, there's no anything as far as, who gets in or anything like that. We're all going to, that's a whole nother video and a whole nother discussion I've kind of touched on as well. But there's no anything. There's no judgment, there's no heaven or hell or anything like that. We will all enter and transition over the same. It's a very fair and equal process for everybody. And there's reasons behind that too. But that being said, once you enter the afterlife, it's literally up to you what you want to do. And you have infinity at your disposal. So you will only be bored if you choose to. In other words, you're part of this infinite possible range of emotions and states of being. So if you want to, you can just be happy all the time. Just simply, you can choose that, and the ability to be in a continuing state of happiness and health, and being younger, like youthful, that sort of thing, is possible. And there's just simply ways to do that over there. You just like we're made of emotions here, you could simply, and we do things to make ourselves happy or calm, or we can do things to make ourselves mad. Over there, same thing. It's just infinite possibility. So if you want to experience boredom, but not the negative emotions that go on along with it, you can. Or if you just want to feel great, and you can still eat and sleep if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just feel happy and positive and calm all the time. If you miss stuff from Earth, like eating or sleeping, or even getting irritated or angry sometimes because, it reminds you of being a human, you can choose to experience these things. That's the beauty of it. That's because down here, we're more, at the mercy of life, and everything it does to us. The food we eat, the company we keep, the people, the stress, the money, the jobs. Got to food, we got to feed ourselves, and we got to survive on a day-to-day basis. And I think most people watching, you just know it's not a perfect thing to maintain or to have at all times. We all seek that sort of emotional balance to one degree or another. But that's the great thing once we die and cross over is it is available to us. And it is, remember, a good way to look at it is paradise. It's heaven. It's eternal life. So that's the simple answer right there. You won't get bored unless you want to, and that's the beauty of it. Again, free will and your own choice. So you can choose to do anything and on your own terms. So like for example, if you want to like learn something, like learn a new language, you can literally just like that have it, kind of like in the movies and stuff where they download just like a computer program. Same concept. You're just immediately updated with it. Or if you want to take your time, for example, and then learn a language over time and even live amongst a certain culture for as long as it takes, you can do that too. Remember, you have infinite time, infinite possibility. You can do things your way. So just to kind of give another example. So that's really the truth behind it. Remember, attach that word to anything, infinity, infinite life, infinite time, infinite possibility. Therefore, and the choice is up to you. This is all a very important context here. So you can choose and make your life as eternally and infinitely perfect or as challenging as you want to. And that's the beauty of it again. Not like down here where we're born into this and we just have to deal with it and try to figure it out and maintain until we die. But the best answer is there is an afterlife. We're all going to be there. And it is anything goes. It is perfect. And it is simple as that. So I thought it was a great question. I wanted to kind of talk through it and just kind of touch on those points and share my thoughts on that answer. So I hope you found it interesting as usual, and hopefully. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And let me know if you have any questions like for this or like new ideas or new questions or thoughts on this topic or anything else. Or anything to do really for this channel or just to say hi or have great conversations. Much appreciated. Thank you guys. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you later in the next video.